Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interface Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown. Also brought to you by the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield DD, Buckeye Toyota, Fairhope Hospice, Walker Shoe Center, The Frame Shop, Personal Touch Party Rentals, Fairfield Parks, Buckeye Lake Marina, and Dagger Law.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jasson, your host, and as you can see in the beautiful shot behind me, what a lovely day it is in downtown Lancaster today. I won't kid you, there's been a few raindrops this morning. We've kind of been in and out of that, but right now it looks fabulous. The skies look good. It's a beautiful day. We've got some good activity going on behind us. May be able to hear a little bit of that. And we'll give a quick plug at 2 o'clock today, of course, to Lancaster Percussion. Will be performing. They were rained out yesterday, so it'll be at 2 o'clock today, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. But we're glad you're here. We've had a great week down here. We're glad to be outside today again, and we'll be down here tomorrow at noon for our final show of Lancaster Festival Live. Pleasure to have with us to start out the show today, Mary Snyder. Mary, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Mary, of course, is the president of Fairfield Federal. Did you have any trouble getting here today? You didn't get stopped in traffic?
Pretty short commute.
Just has to come about 100 yards as the crow flies. I know you've got art up there. Fairfield Federal, tremendously involved in the Lancaster Festival. Every year you've got a lot of activity up there. Who do you have this year?
Well, we're very proud to have the artwork of Jim Gherkin.
Oh, sure.
Local artist.
And you've had
painter.
him for years, right?
Yeah, he specializes in watercolor.
Okay.
Beautiful. And then we're very proud to introduce the artwork of John Mark. He's the local
And that would be
dentist.
Dr. Mark?
That's Dr. John Mark.
Wow.
And, he does oil and acrylic painting.
Yeah, that. Going to have to get up there and see that. Did you have big crowds on our walk night? Because it was a wonderful evening. Yeah,
it was really a great event.
So Dr. Mark, he's quite the artist, I hear.
You just have to see it. It's very, very nice.
Well, looking forward to that. I was thinking about, Fairfield Federal is really what we might call a community bank. It's local. The people are local here. They live around here. The decisions that you make on home mortgages, which I know is a big part of your business, are made locally. But I wanted people to understand that simply because you are local and you have local people doesn't mean you don't have all the bells and whistles of the large institutions. Whether it's personal banking, online banking, business, anything, you have that capability.
Oh, we sure do. In fact, we upgraded our internet banking and mobile app about a year ago, so we have just all of the services you would expect from the big banks. We have them here at Fairfield Federal.
Do we see now, I guess from a banking institute perspective, the one that you would have, electronic banking, doing things online, that's sort of the future, do we think?
Well, I think it's certainly the future.
Part of the future, anyway.
Right. It complements what we do here at the office. But
is that way you look at it? It complements. You're still going to still have tellers. You can still come in and talk to people.
We still can help you if you want to call us up. You don't have to talk to a machine. We have people answering the phone. And,
now, here's the question I have, and I didn't ask you this before, so I don't know. I know you have had it in the past. Do you still have Christmas clubs?
We sure do.
That you may be, I would guess, the only institution that still would call it a Christmas club. And I can remember when I was younger, maybe even as a young married person, going in every week and just put $5 in a week, and then a month before Christmas you got
same
it.
way.
Is that right?
Yes.
Still the same way.
Yep, we'll send you
You
a
could
check
probably
in
do
October.
it. Can you do it electronically too now?
Yeah, you probably could.
But to still have that says a lot about being a community bank, because people, you still have takers on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People still, that's the way they like to do it.
Great
They go
way
in and
to
get their
save.
check and okay, we can have Christmas this year. Have you enjoyed the festival so far?
Oh, I love the festival. We look forward to it every year.
Have you attended many of the events? I'm sure Friday night at the Art Walk, we know where you were then.
Yes.
You weren't out. You probably didn't get to see too much that night. but do you attend some of the other events?
Oh, sure.
Weather permitting?
Of course, we were there Saturday night for Rick Springfield.
I hear that, and I wasn't there for that one, but I hear that was he was amazing coming out in the crowd. And,
he sure did. He was on the tables.
wow.
That's a first for us. I don't know that I've seen an artist come out and.
Well, it's Ben Vereen, I remember years ago, but he didn't get on the tables. I know that. He walked around and did things. But he didn't get on the tables. But I heard that was a great show.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then last night, what'd you say, John?
Well, I went on Monday night to the jazz concert.
Was that wonderful as
phenomenal.
usual?
Phenomenal.
Where was that?
Really at the OUL.
Oh, back at the jazz concert. Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Again, weather has been other than
Beautiful.
a little iffy at times, but great evenings.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah. So Saturday night is still
Looking
the big
forward
plans
to
out
the
there.
Saturday night, of
Yeah.
course.
And I hear it's not sold out. You can always get tickets too. I guess it would never be sold out, but I hear there'll be a nice crowd up there.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope
Should
so. Deb, it's been a long week, and she doesn't get much sleep when she has that, so I'm glad she has it. So what's the website that people would look up on Fairfield Federal? Give that to us.
It's very easy. It's just fairfieldfederal.com.
That is good. And you can get on there, and I know you can, if you need to talk to a banker, you can call from there. They have phone numbers where you can talk to people and actually get a live person, which in
Sure
this day,
can.
not always. We know that. But
Right.
again, that's I think the community bank aspect, something that I know you and your predecessors, even far back as, let's say, Ron Keaton, that's something and I'm sure you still
Yes.
preach, is that's important.
Well, customer service is what we pride ourselves on.
And I assume your bank is no different. I forget who I was talking to yesterday. Oh, Melissa Walker from Walker Shoes, and places like her and Dave Miller down at Good Housekeeping. I was thinking when some big shoe store would come to town, or some big electronics store would come. Well, that's it for Best Buy is going to run, but they're gone for the most part, and these places are still around, and these big banks come to town, but Fairfield Federal still have your niche, and you still do such a great job.
What's really fun is to see, customers, they bring their children in, who bring their children in, and we literally see generations
I'm sure.
of
And probably home
customers through our
mortgages.
doors.
You've probably
For
seen
sure, yes.
generations of home mortgages. And now with the COVID thing, still 100% go up there?
For now, yes.
For now, but things
let's
change.
hope.
We understand.
Yeah.
Next week it might not be that way. I understand. Mary, thank you for joining us.
Oh, pleasure.
Enjoy, you and John, your husband, enjoy Saturday night out there with, what is it, Billy Currington. I guess that's Billy
We're looking
Currington.
forward to it.
Good. Have you ever heard of him?
I have asked Google, and
Everybody that hears him say
I'm
he
ready.
is phenomenal. Very good. Well, have a great time out there.
Thanks, Paul.
Good. Mary Snyder, president of Fairfield Federal. And we talked a little bit about Elton Ron, that premier tribute band that was there last night. And they really got the crowd going out at OUL at the Wendell stage. Let's hear a little bit of Elton Ron.
And all she kept saying is, "You're coming to play Lancaster, you're coming to play Lancaster."
Welcome back to Lancaster Festival Live. Paul Jasson down here, and we are as we look at the beautiful fountain down here. It's a real sunny day behind us. You can see all the great activity going on. And we wanted to mention about Elton Ron that you just heard. He was brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, and that was that highlight we showed you. What a great show. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. You can learn more at their website, buckeyeLakeMarina.com. As we mentioned, we're downtown on a fabulous day here. I appreciate Mary Snyder talking by. And last Friday night, as Mary was talking, of course, Fairfield Federal very involved in the Art Walk, as almost every downtown business was. And certainly one of those that is a highlight of their year is the Glass Museum, just about a half a block from here. And one of the artists that were in there was Craig Miller. Craig is with us today. Craig, welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Pleasure to be here.
Good to have you. As you can maybe tell with Craig holding up that beautiful piece of work, I guess, and I'm not an artiste, so I don't know, but I would say your medium is leaded glass?
Stained glass, yeah, that's right.
Okay,
That's right.
Stained glass. Now, what are we looking at here on this one?
This is a technique called stained glass applique. So it's stained glass glued to a base of clear glass and then grouted in with tile grout. And this would be an abstract, of course. And these items here are actually agates. They're a sliced stone that pass light.
And I would mention that that's important to Craig because Craig, by trade, is a geologist, the least known of the sciences. So just let me say that, but that wasn't a shot, Craig. But Craig worked for AEP many years ago and retired from there. And did you do stained glass work even while being at AEP?
I did. A friend of mine worked at a stained glass plant on the Ohio, and they were having an open house. I was in my early 20s. He said, "You want to come see how stained glass is made?" And I had no idea. I said, "Yeah, that sounds interesting." So I went there, and they were making it the old way where they hand rolled the stained glass, a big blob of glass on a table, a big like baker's roller, and they rolled it out, and the thicker it was, the deeper the color, and the thinner, it was lighter colored. And so they had some excess pieces there. They said, "You want to take some of those? They're free." I said, "Yeah, I did," and I took a couple classes down there, and I was hooked. So I started making stained glass then.
So that was in your 20s. So that was a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was like 40 years ago or more.
So you were down at the Ohio Glass Museum, right? And big crowd down there on the art walk for you?
Yeah, I'd say there was at least a couple thousand. I don't know the exact count, but yeah, it was a big crowd.
You want to get your other piece here? Oh, we've got some other activity. This shows us the art walk that went on. Some of this down at the Ohio Glass Museum, where Craig was saying they just had big crowds there, big numbers, and every year the weather, of course, is a big opportunity there. But just some great artwork there. There we go. Oh, we're back, and here's Craig again. Now, what are we looking at here?
This is the same technique again, but this isn't grouted or anything, so it gives a very airy, delicate feel to it. And it's little tiny pieces of stained glass and some acrylics that are glued to a clear base. And this is something I just started doing about 3-4 months ago, and it seems really popular. I sold a big piece at the art walk on Friday night, so people seem to really like this.
And I tell this to most of the artists that I have on. My take on art is if I can do it, it's not art. And I could not do this, so this is truly art. So you have a website, or where can people find more about what Craig Miller does?
Of course, I have things in the gift shop at the art museum, usually a few large pieces, lanterns, things like that, at the Glass Museum. And then I have a website, singularart.etsy.com, on Etsy.
Okay, very good. How do you get ideas like why did you decide to start on this if this is a new technique? Is it something you see in some of your things and you look at and say, oh, that's something I'd like to give that a try?
I think some of it's frustration with a leaded technique. You can't get the delicacy you can with something like this. Yeah. And I think as an artist, you always want to try new things. You want to expand your horizons and move in a different direction. And I've done that every couple of years, moved in a different direction. I make lanterns now. 5 years ago, I didn't make lanterns, so it's something that you want to do. Yeah. You try it, and it works.
I know you've made a piece for me. You made a beautiful Kiwanis symbol when you were making those as a fundraiser for the Lancaster Kiwanis, of which you're a member, and you made me a beautiful piece for that. So do you get a lot of pieces like that where people come to you and say, I'd like to have something made, and it's a horse or whatever it is, a picture of my dog or whatever it is? You get a lot of that personal work?
I do. I do a lot of commissions, and that's some of my favorite things, to do commissions, because I never know what they're going to ask me to do. And I always like to do new things, and I like to try to figure out what people want. And I really enjoy doing the commissions. So if anybody out there, if they want me to make something for them, I'd be glad to do it.
What's one of the more difficult things that someone asks you to do? A head scratcher, like, well, we'll see.
It's hard to do faces, portraits. A couple years ago, I did one at the festival with different views of people. Gary Sheldon's in it, and the two women that started it, and some of the performers, Arnett Howard, but it came out real well. But it's harder to do that, capture a face.
If you look at this piece right here, and again, what would you say that what is that again?
It's just flowers, and there's no real flower in here. They're all just made up in my head. They're just basically abstract.
Well, how long would it take you from once you have the idea, and maybe you make that up as you go, maybe you decide what you'll put in it, but what would the length time be on that?
Probably about 8 hours. Really? Yeah. Yep.
So, again, give us your website and how people contact you, and if you have a phone number.
singularart.etsy.com, and my phone number is 740-681-9028.
Craig Miller, who had stained glass all over the Ohio Glass Museum down there, a lot of pieces down there, and just lovely stuff. We appreciate Craig being with us today. Thank you, buddy. Enjoying the festival. We'll be out tomorrow night to watch Billy.
Yeah, we'll be. Yep.
And I guess Elton Ron, in your estimation, and your wife's, was top-notch show?
That was great. It's one of the best Wednesday night shows I've seen here, so it was super.
Craig Miller with us, stained glass artist who was here at the Ohio Glass Museum. Thanks for joining us, Craig. We'll be right back in a moment.
Hi, this is Larry Wentz of Olivedale Senior Citizens of Fairfield County. Our mission is to provide a friendly atmosphere for local senior citizens. We offer educational and recreational opportunities, promoting wellness and social activities for seniors in our local community. To achieve this mission, we count on local support, like Buckeye Toyota's Buckeye Cares program. This month, Buckeye Toyota will make a generous donation with each car sold. Thank you, Buckeye Toyota.
When I volunteer, when I come over here, first thing I think about is my dad. But then also think about all the people that helped us when we were here.
Something brings me here, and I feel that it's my dad's spirit. He wants us here. He wants us to give back because of what I did for him. And I think that's helped me with a lot of my grief.
The support of the people here and the volunteers. That makes it a great place.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Lancaster Festival Live. We are downtown at the square, just catty corner from the great music going on behind us. We'll hear a little bit of that as the program moves on. And we want to remind you, too, again, that at 2 o'clock today, the Lancaster Percussion Ensemble, rained out yesterday, will be putting on their concert. And as of right now, it is just beautiful outside. So I'm sure Mr. Bruce Gerken is very pleased about that and not having any rain to face right now. That's at 2 o'clock today, right on the square where they always are. Pleasure to have Jason Crable with me. Jason is the executive director of the Decorative Arts Center, and you had a little longer to go than Mary Snyder at Fairfield Federal, so you made it down, no problem.
Made it down just fine. It's going up that's the sometimes the challenge.
Okay, I got you. Well, Jason is the executive director of the Decorative Arts Center, and this has got to be this whole festival right up your alley. This is made for the deco.
It's we look forward to this week every year. Of course, we do this work all year round.
Sure.
Right. But it fits. It's just we slide into what's happening down the hill so easily, and it's wonderful to be part of the event and the community. So
now I know you have events going on there, at least one every day.
Yeah. So we are hosting Major Arts for Minors that the festival puts on every day. There was one this morning. There's one more tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Wendell Center for Arts Education on our campus. They are free, but that you need to register through the festival. I'm not sure if tomorrow's program is full or not, but but people can check with the festival.
All right, very good. Well, again, this is the Decorative Arts Center. This is your wheelhouse right there. You feel right at home anywhere in town. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
And even though the festival is going on right now, life goes on every day
Sure.
at the Decorative Arts Center. And you have, what is it, Chronicles, Great Depression, and
the pandemic. Very good, very good. All right, so yeah.
That's what you've got going on
So
now?
we do, yeah. So we actually have two exhibits going on at the museum right now. Chronicles, the Great Depression and the Pandemic, which is a photography exhibit that juxtaposes WPA era, Great Depression era photography with contemporary photography taken during the pandemic, and just really documents these two periods of personal and community challenge and the resilience of the human spirit. And it's really a very powerful exhibit. It's we've had great reactions to it. And then in our lower gallery, we have a fun exhibit of watercolors from the Pump House guys, including someone I know you know well, Ed Kitchen, and a group of his friends who get together pretty regularly and paint together up in Columbus.
Well, I wanted to talk about, does something like your regular exhibit, the Chronicles, do you see an increase generally this time of year on that, or do things change more to the festival?
We do. So, the summer into the fall and holiday months tend to be our busier months. And so, we're conscious of that as we're planning and programming, and both for our exhibits and our programming and education, our classes and those sorts of things. But yeah, we really start to see a pickup after the 4th of July, and the festival's a great sort of driver for that.
My guest is Jason Crable. Jason is the executive director of the Decorative Arts Center, about 100 yards from here up Main Hill. And I wanted to mention, too, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Pump House guys, because there were a lot of great, Jeff, is it Staller?
Jeff Staller, yeah.
Staller, everyone knows who he is, the great things he's done. But locally, a name, as you mentioned, Ed Kitchen. But I've noticed that this week you had some roundtables and things that people talked about, and kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was really interesting. On Sunday, several of the guys came down and sort of did an introduction, a little Q&A, and then they painted and had people ask questions and talk about technique and kind of how they got into it, and really made the work that they do, which is pretty incredible, very accessible. And so it was a lot of fun.
Well, anything that Ed Kitchen is involved in, and you know Ed's art, that's amazing work, and all those artists they just do such great work. Can you give us a clue about what's coming up after Chronicles?
Sure.
Is that after August, maybe in September?
Yeah, so Chronicles and the Pump House guys both run through August 28th, so there's still time to see those exhibits. We are always free to the public, so I encourage folks to come down up the hill to see both of those exhibits. And then in the fall, starting on September 24th, we open an exhibit called Ohio, the Start of It All, which is an exhibit of original picture book illustration art from the collection of the Mazza Museum at the University of Findlay. And then the theme is sort of Ohio firsts. So
nice.
Using the art to kind of point out things that Ohio has contributed to the country and the world in kind of a fun way, but also engaging through the art itself. And we're going to be working with the schools and inviting kids and families to come in and try to just invite as much of the community to come and enjoy that as well.
Now, what are the hours? Is it Tuesday through Sunday?
Close. We're actually open Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
During the weekdays, we're open 11 to 4, and then on Saturday and Sunday, we're open 1 to 4.
And is it DecArts.org?
DecArtsOhio.org is our website. Yep.
And it's a great website. You really got a lot of neat stuff. Very interactive, very intuitive.
Yeah. Make sure that we try to make sure that all of our programming is there. You can register for classes and programs there. Also, we have a pretty robust social media presence. So Facebook and Instagram and all of the Twitter, all of those places where we post what we're doing and engage folks. So if you're wondering what we're up to, those are all great places to check out.
Well, I can just tell you that the Decorative Arts Center, 12 months a year. It's a wonderful place to go. Got a lot of things right now, of course, during Lancaster Festival. Are you able to get out much? Are you tied up there?
I have snuck out a couple times. I haven't made it to any of the concerts this year, but I've made it down the hill for some of the lunch events, and definitely getting some of the, my Jimmy Jawbreaker and my fish.
Everybody has to have that.
Do it all.
And just a quick mention, we got about a minute here, and I know things change on this rapidly.
Yeah.
How about COVID? Anything about that right now? Back 100%?
We're back to 100%. At this point, we're just paying attention to the world around us. We're not requiring masks. We are welcoming them. We want people to feel comfortable regardless. So, but yeah, we're just kind of like everybody else, doing what we can and playing day to day.
You come in tomorrow, we'll see who knows what's on the emails.
Yep.
Okay. Jason Crable with the Decorative Arts Center of Ohio, the Executive Director. Thanks for coming down, and best of luck for the rest of the festival and the Pump House guys. We hope that continues to do well through August 28th.
August 28th, yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you,
appreciate
Paul.
it. We mentioned before last night was the big Elton Ron concert, but kind of some local flavor to that was Bad Influence. A local band, of course, opened up for the show. Let's hear a little bit of Bad Influence.
The Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities is proud to support the Lancaster Festival. There are many different events and programs the Lancaster Festival offers for all to enjoy. The festival brings together many generations and provides ample opportunities for our vibrant community to connect and make lasting memories. Be sure to stop by Fairfield DD's social purpose enterprise, Art and Clay on Main, and Square 7 Coffee House to cool off and enjoy a handcrafted beverage. See you at the festival.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
The Frame Shop in Lancaster has been family-owned and operated since 1975, offering a lifetime guarantee on materials and workmanship. All framing is done in our workshop with the utmost attention to detail. You'll have a one-of-a-kind product custom-made just for you. We can frame many types of items. We also offer frame and photo restoration and repair along with ready-made frames. The Frame Shop, where your business and loyalty are very important to us.
We are back, and this is our Thursday edition of Lancaster Festival Live downtown. We are on the square, and if you can hear behind us, hear a little bit of music back there. That's everyday people performing. Let's kind of jog across the street and hear a little bit of everyday people. That was Everyday People. They are performing behind us on the Zane Square stage, and that clip was brought to you by the Fairfield County Parks District. They invite you to bring family and friends to Smeck Park, a great place for picnics and enjoying the outdoors. You can observe wildlife, experience the serenity of Wakena Nature Preserve, walk through the forest and meadows on the trails at Manberg Park. You can find out about more locations at fairfieldcountyparks.com. Now on Lancaster Festival Live, let's take a look at the calendar for upcoming events brought to you by Walker Shoe Center, a true sit-down, get your feet measured shoe store located at 737 East Main Street in Lancaster. So this afternoon at 2 o'clock, as we mentioned earlier, the Lancaster High School Percussion Ensemble will be sort of their makeup performance over at Zane Square behind us. Originally, they were scheduled for lunchtime yesterday. It kind of got rained out on that. So 2 o'clock today, come here early. It's always a big crowd for that. And then the festival string quartet will be down at the Keller Market House at 4. This evening at 5:30, a final happy hour concert of the year takes place at Ale House 1890. Also tonight, the family concert is at the Tree Church. It's called A Musical Zoo. Features the Lancaster Festival Orchestra, and they'll have clips from great Disney films. A heartwarming program for children and families alike. And that musical zoo begins at the Tree at 7 o'clock. Now tomorrow, as you heard Jason Crable talk about, they have the Major Arts for Minors. That's the Drum Circle with Lawrence Green. It's a workshop for youngsters at the Decorative Arts Center, and that begins up at DECO at 10 a.m. And at the same time, the Children's Corner takes place. That's Magic Nate, and that'll be at the Zane Square stage right behind us. And then finally tomorrow at noon, Second Gear will be the entertainment at noon. Zane Square, they'll bring classic rock tunes with passion. Second Gear tomorrow at noon. So again, thanks for watching us on Fairfield Today, the Lancaster live version of it. It's a pleasure to be with you all week. We have one more show tomorrow, and that'll be at 12 to about 12:45 right downtown. Come down, enjoy the food, the fun. It's a great family atmosphere. You'll enjoy it down here. So remember, you can watch all of these programs that we have. You can watch them live and replayed right here on Spectrum Channel 1021 or on the CLN Hometown Connection YouTube channel. And you can go to their Interface video Facebook page, and you can click on their live link. All those opportunities to watch Lancaster Festival really at your pleasure. So again, this is the Thursday edition of Lancaster Festival Live. We have one more day down here tomorrow at noon. I'm Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy your Lancaster Festival.
Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interface Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown. Also brought to you by the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield DD, Buckeye Toyota, Fairhope Hospice, Walker Shoe Center, The Frame Shop, Personal Touch Party Rentals, Fairfield Parks, Buckeye Lake Marina, and Dagger Law.